Just feels so good to be back here. Well, first of all, I wanted to wish you all a very happy new year. Obviously, I hope that 2025 will bring you love, happiness, and health. But I also wish that it brings you courage, safety, candor, and that you manage to find these little sparks of joy that can light even the darkest times. So just like last year, we spent a whole month in Switzerland to be with our families and friends for the Christmas holidays. And I had this big plans of shooting a whole video about being back into the city, how it feels like for me after living here for almost 2 years now. And I ended up not taking out the camera once. I ended up not shooting a single thing. So if you want to see what Christmas like in Switzerland, like, you can check last year's video, but this year there won't be anything like that. I actually got into completely useless and futile arguments with some of my family members, and it just cut off all my motivation and creativity and inspiration to film anything. So yeah, that's what it is for this year. I guess just life happens, you make plans and then it's just about adjusting and adapting. So yeah, it just feels so good to be back here, to be back home, I guess, and away from this place I eagerly left in 2023. And it makes me realize even more how much of a cocoon we built here, and yeah, how grateful I am for having had the opportunity to move here. It's now been over a year and a half that we left Switzerland for the remote north of Norway. The more the time passes, the more convinced I am that the life I was living before was not sustainable. There surely were various elements that made my lifestyle toxic and were dependent on me. But witnessing how I feel here and how things have changed for me, in me, I know for sure my environment in itself was a big factor of my uneasiness. I once believed that I should be able to adjust, to adapt to where I was, because it was a normal way of living, a normal environment to grow and navigate in. I don't anymore. I think that my body and soul just aren't suited to the hustle of city life, aren't designed to strive amongst chaos and agitation, aren't made to blossom in this so-called normal environment. And it's okay. What I once saw as escapism and cowardice is, I believe, a kind embrace of who I am and how I function. In these mountains, there's enough space for me to think, enough air for me to breathe, enough stillness for me to feel, enough grounding for me to live. In a recent video, I shared how I found my own sense of belonging in this weird racing world. This video elicited so many comments and interesting discussions. And I believe it shows how much people in Western societies long for this. Long for a place to be themselves fully, and a place to call home. I still dissociate the sense of belonging and the idea of home in my own experience. Being home is very tied to feeling safe for me. And at this point of my life, here in our house in Northern Norway, both when I'm alone and surrounded by my small family, I do feel safe. So it makes it easy for me to call this place home, where love and kindness rule, where we communicate how we feel and we support each other, where we make plans for the future and embrace the present, where we can be ourselves without feeling threatened in any way. More than a place, it's a feeling I try cultivating every day. And I hope you know too what home feels like for you, and that you can find safety in this feeling whenever life becomes too overwhelming. I'm sending you tons of love, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being by my side in this journey.